Welcome everyone to the Master Vox. Today we have my famous co-host, Graham. Graham, would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the cast. And yes, so on the left-hand side here in the blue, we have Willard97. That's probably the year he was born.
Oh, God.
He's playing as 5th Gebirgsjäger. And then on the right here, we have Socks, really creative name. And he's playing as, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. He's playing as Bulgaria. We're just going to go with that.
Yeah, first Bulgarian. I can never spell the thing whenever I pick it for tournaments and shit, so I just say first Bulgarians and the people understand what I'm saying. So I'm happy about that.
Is there a 1 there? I don't see a 1 anywhere. Like, I have it pulled up on my other monitor here as we see them on their opening deployments here on Zabuchin. Nothing really crazy, but I don't see a 1.
Oh, no, you're right. It is just the Bulgaria. I can't say it, Bulgaria. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't speak that language yet. And I try, like, German I could do decently well at times, but it's gone away a little bit as I don't cast Steel Division or speak German very much anymore. But French I could do a little bit. There's no Spanish really in this game, so Bulgarian. I mean, they're Slavic, right? So I imagine some form of Cyrillic. I don't know.
It's Bulgarian, and I'm just gonna call it first Bulgarian because everyone understands what I'm saying whenever I say that.
Very true. And Sock's actually opening up with the Bulgarians, killing that AVW right there with the 37 mil. Oh, that's the one with the heat shell. Yeah, with the 180 heat.
Oh yeah, no, that the Pack 36 there. So that's just so I'm gonna call them by their German names because fuck, I can't. Beine Rheinmetall 36 37 millimeter. No, it's just a Pack 36.
Yes.
But the Pack 36s in this deck work really well because they can either kill light AT, or I had a game where I killed an IS-2 with one.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a couple times, both in playing Steel Division 2 and casting. It can be really nasty if you turn off that AP shell and you use it to and just hide it, and then you get like a nasty side shot with that heat shell. But I will say, we have an open little air engagement here, the C205, the Italian fighter plane, which used to be really good with 5th Gebirgs. So it was a very cost-effective fighter. I think it got one of the Stukas. Yeah, he does. It did a crash down there. He's trying to get another one, but the E4 here from Bulgaria is going to get the kill. Yeah,
that 60-point fighter, because it was able to get on that back, just completely doubled its points cost, because each one of those C2 2005 or Re-2005s, I think it's like 100-something points.
Yeah,
so
I think.
Yeah, so the fact that Strela E4 was able to get on the back because he was too busy paying attention to the Stukas, really big air win there.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that BF-109 probably thinks he's still fighting in the Battle of Britain. So he somehow just ended up, here in eastern, Belarusia, fighting as the Bulgarians. Not sure how that quite worked out. But it looks like Willard here is going to get pushed off the top end as Zabuchin. I like to go on record, if anyone remembers me and my cast are playing, I absolutely hate Zabuchin. I think it's one of the worst maps in the game. For a long time, it wasn't even a competitive map. I remember a couple of years ago they added it back in.
It's still absolute shit. Like, I'll use the north here that we're looking at for a prime example. Red has to go through, like, this road here, go through the forest, through the woods, to grandmother's house it gets, to get to the flag that automatically goes to blue.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a ton of work. It's why a lot of times I think as Red, you are better suited for pushing either the central town area, which Willard's actually counterattacking here with the some Gebirgsjäger and some Street right there. But they're going to get pushed back. Both are, a lot of what's really nice about Gebirgs, yeah, they're so cost effective for their price at 25 across the board pretty much.
It was bad shit when they were 20.
Yes, they were OP when they were 20. Upon release, and what's crazy upon their release, they weren't actually quite viewed that way. I remember at the time, maybe someone in the YouTube comments was saying, "No, Graham, I thought they were OP." As off the get-go, they were not considered they were going to be the top level 1, and within about a week of their play, they were legitimately viewed as a top-level German division for the most part. They have a couple weaknesses, but they play hard. That infantry's great. It has been, nerfed a little bit, but I still think across the board for 25 points, they're very effective.
I completely agree. Now, one thing I'm going to wonder is who was the pick and who was the counter pick. And one thing I can tell you from playing around with the Bulgarians a lot, Soviet PTRDs on their infantry and their Strelky DPs actually cause a lot of pain. And what we're noticing here is that Willard doesn't have the light AT needed to deal with the fucking spam, the 15 point, 10 point, 20 point, like,
right.
Panzer T-38s.
No, absolutely. And something else that I think is interesting about the Bulgarians, not that I have a lot of time in them, and no 1v1s yet, so, you know, I'll put that out there for people. I am washed, and I don't play Division 2 competitively anymore, you know, or quick play, because I don't want to play on Zabuchin. But the infantry across the board per price seems pretty decent, and it's kind of bulky, some of it. I mean, you have, what is that, 10-man squads, 15-man squads. Like, that's hard to kill. So, in a game that's kind of has a low time to kill in general compared to, like, let's say Red Dragon, there's a lot of staying power, especially early in the game.
Yeah, now one thing I'm going to bring out is if you look in the south right now, you have these Yugoslavian partisans with their Molotovs, and that's a recon squad. It is one of the best pushing elements that this division has if you pair it with a Pakota. Now, with the Pakotas, what the Bulgarians run into the issue, just like most Panzer divisions, where if you vet your guys, you really don't have a lot. Like, if you look at Sox's infantry tab, he's got 69 giggity infantry, and that's it. So what I had to do for my deck was I had to unvet everything, and I played V for Victory, and it's just spamming them. But the Pakotas, you have to think of them like how the Hungarian infantry are, where they're super stay because of how thick boy they are.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a lot of staying power. Now, what I find interesting here is neither player really seems like they have a concrete plan on where they want to go. There's a lot of action, kind of more like skirmishing, I would say, across the board here. And I think this is 3 early Stuka buys here by Sox. Is that what you get, a card of 3, or is it?
So he's got Stukas and the Chakas, the Bulgarian version of a Stuka.
That's 50 points. Yeah, it looked like to me just a Stuka, but then you're right, he did have the Chaka, which is only 50 points, so that is less. But there has been an air investment here by Sox. At the same time, he's also bought an 88 when the only air he's seen on the other side originally was the C205, though there is an HS129, and that's mega overkill for like a T11 or an S35. You know, like this the thing is 105 points, and he's popping one of those 15-point tank. I mean, he's murking them right now.
Oh yeah, every pass is a guaranteed kill, but can you do enough passes is the question.
Right, and then as soon as he flies a little too far to the north there, that 88 is going to, you know, go ahead and push it back. Yeah, we see the chalk out here. I think he's bought at least 4 planes in the opening minutes of this game. So, you know, we're 8 minutes in. We're starting to near B phase with both players because they are both Maverick. I don't think I said that early in the cast. Excuse me. Casting too much Red Dragon. But that's going to matter, I think, because you are taking away from the amount of ground units you have. Now then again, Zabuchin can be very difficult at times in getting the 15-9, which is really where you want to be if you want to win a fast game of SC2.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, when you're doing mirror matches, you, like, my opinion, you don't think about the fast game, you think about the long game for trades.
Oh, the commander right there, that's the partisan unit inside the central town, misses the M4A2 unit, a little Italian tank right there, and goes down, you know, Piet doing Piet things. But the T11's going and pushing back all that infantry right there.
What's funny is the guns on these T11s, these 15-point tanks, are just going to be able to penetrate the Stug M42. We're going to see so many bounces. Oh, it's just smacking him down.
He's gonna right up on it, and he just absolutely I mean, he bitch slapped that thing right there. That's what he did.
Yeah.
MG34 in the back right there engaging. The H129, that's another one. He's bought 2 of those things.
Jesus.
So the reverse side, you know, where Willard, I think, should have been pumping out more units. If you see that much air from your opponent early, and it isn't really attriting you, he's lost a couple units, but I don't think anything that he can't, let's say, afford to.
Yeah.
I don't think you respond by dumping 210 points of air yourself.
Oh god. Now, one thing I really like about these M223s, I don't like how he's using them right now in an offensive manner. He has one staying back, but these things are great for sneaking around and getting extra radio, because they're just an MG track. But he's running in the opinion that, like, any armor on a gun is good armor, so...
Yeah, and I think sometimes, you know, SC2 can get that way, whereas, like, hey, if, you know, especially if they don't have a Panzerfaust. Now, that's, on the difference, I think, this might be, made the wrong move on his part, because just about every infantry unit in 5th Gebirgsjäger has AT.
Yeah.
Oh, nice kill there by the Stuka to get the Gebirgsjäger through. That's a great pick off for that Stuka. These 20 mils are just not getting the job done here.
Look at how much air is coming out of the Bulgarians. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a ton of air right here. He's also put up the Pahodas as a screen. I mean, it's like some Cuban wave style tactics with some 223s to keep the dudes from retreating. He's going for the M4A2 here with the IL2. I mean, that's kind of overkill as well. But hey, it's going to work out. It actually stuns all that infantry. If he could go, if Sox could push forward here, he can get some surrenders because the Gebirgsjäger Fear is dead.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Nilla always talks about on my cast is using the cluster bombers as anti-infantry suppressions, and it works so well.
Yes, he made it pretty famous once upon a time. I think that sometimes players do it because they, or at least probably not anymore, but because they saw him do it, and it's not always the most effective use of the plane, but there are definitely viable situations where it's like, hey, why not drop that bad boy and just stun that group and get some surrenders? And here, I think that was the secondary effect, and he doesn't actually get any of the surrenders, but he has pushed back up in this town area, and he is contesting it. The one thing I'd say is that he doesn't have any real support for these Pahodas yet, so these 223 should get. Oh, there they go. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, and getting killed in the Gebirgsjäger there.
Yeah, but the 223s only have the machine gun. Remember, like in my opinion, these things are mostly used for radio or like annoying people. But the S35s, the Panzer T28 or not 28s, whatever they are.
38, yeah.
I really love them to use them as infantry support, so I'll use these guys like Stuarts in most American decks, where it's just a machine gun with armor.
Yeah, absolutely. And then he doubles down with more armor by grabbing 2 Panzer IVs here, the Bulgarian version. They're not the sexy Romanian version with the heat.
I don't like the Romanian versions with the heat because you always have to turn the heat off.
You gotta turn it off. Yeah, it is more micro intensive, but sometimes having the heat, especially in CQC, can be nice because you're getting that guaranteed kill.
I mean, fair. Jesus, this HS-129 just killed a 10-point recon unit. What the hell?
Yeah, and he's the Flak 37 back there, Flak 36 right there, the 37 mil.
Yeah.
Getting some nice suppression in on it, but will he get he should get the panic right, the stun. No, like a lot of misses. Like that guy needs some glasses. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, but he's also switching over to the Bravado.
Oh, and an SM-79 called out though. Both players really dipping into their air tab, and a big reason why they're able to is how cheap the infantry is. I mean, we're talking 20, 25-point infantry almost exclusively for both decks.
Yeah.
Just having stand out here across the board. This isn't, Panzer Grenadiers and Shrapniki throwing down. It's a lot of cheap infantry backed up with bomber support and light vehicles. And the Panzer IV right now, he's actually kind of king of the battlefield.
Yeah, the Panzer IV feels like a heavy tank at this point, and that is the craziest thing to say about this field right now.
Oh, and that, was that Stuka just go down? The Chaika? Whatever one. I don't know what that was. What just died?
The Chicada?
Yeah, however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
Chica?
Ah, Chica. Que lo que?
We see another SM-79 actually called in as well, though I think this one's going to be stopped before he's able to drop his bombs. Yeah, oh no, he'll get him off, but the spread will be bad.
Yeah, the spread's going to be horrible, but that doesn't matter.
Up north. It's Bomber City in here.
This is beautiful. But that bomber pretty much killed off all those Sturm Pioneers and saved the northern flank. The North remembers, okay?
Yes, the North definitely remembers right now. My big problem, I think, overall here, and I said a little bit earlier, and I just want to kind of reinforce it, neither player seems to be executing a, strategy. They're both reacting to what the other player is doing, whereas I think both have an opportunity, if they just pick the spot and push, will probably break. I mean, maybe Sox is doing it the most down south, but when actually this Stug and 42, both of them are in critical danger from the Panzerschreck and the 75 mil, the Hungarian one, which actually one of the best per price anti-tank units of the game. Oh, but he's not using the heat. He's using the AP.
Yeah, but he doesn't need the heat. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, in the end, it doesn't matter. And the Panzerschreck get a kill as well. All these Gebirgsjäger are getting stopped out here in the open because they don't have, they're not quite in range, right? Though, wait, they should be in range because they're on a move order.
Oh, they are just on a move order. What the hell?
Yeah, for a second I was like, no, they have an MG4. They have 2 MG42. They should be easily out suppressing the Pahoda.
Yeah, that's one of Willard's rare super micro mistakes. Oh, that E4 almost traded with that HS-129. Oh, is it still going down?
For it, and he paid for it with his life. He may not be, and he doesn't get the opportunity to bail out over the channel. He crashed right into some Belarusian grassland. Big L.
Yeah. Now, what we're seeing here is we're seeing Gebirgsjäger just fucking shit up at, like, their optimal range with their G43s and their MG42s. Oh, God, but the Pakotas. Oh, such a healthy, strong, beefy unit.
Yeah, I mean, in a straight-up fight, if the Gebirgsjäger, both of them, you know, both the Streif and the standard one, if they're fighting and entrenched, utilizing their MG42s, and then even in CQC, like you said, using MP44s, MG43s, they are the better infantry unit. The big difference is the size. The Pehota is so tanky, add in a lot of cheap armor support, which is something Gebirg just really doesn't have. Oh, another Stuka going down. The 20 mils here showing they're not great at necessarily stunning other aircraft, but they sure do kill them.
And the thing that surprised me is Sox can actually see both those flak guns with that Aufklärer. I can't, Razuvanachi.
Yeah, what's it out? The IL-2 actually, he listened to you. He went for the cluster bomb, but he missed one of the Sturm Pioneers, and now it's like Vietnam up in there for that Sturm Pioneer. He's absolutely burning down that Pehota and going straight for the commander now.
Yeah, oh Jesus, and the commander's about to get schwacked. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like, look at all the damage that wasn't done, like, health-wise, but how every single one of those is super stunned and could have been surrendered.
Yeah, totally in theory. It's but there was a Pack 40 in the back end there. I'm actually curious why the 75 mil was brought out so early by Willard. He only brought one, and it's barely been used. You know, it still has 21 HE shells. That just seems like he had thought, oh, having an artillery piece early might be nice, but he hasn't used it for smoke. He hasn't really suppressed anything because just one of them, that seems like a little bit of wasted points for him there. I think Willard could have been better served with, no tanks, more infantry.
Yeah.
But Stugs are coming on the battlefield now. He's buying 3 of them along with an LG-42 as well. He has already lost one of them, but the Stugs are going to be a nice addition here to support this infantry, and I think he should push the middle.
I think he's going to push the middle. Look at the Stugs coming in.
Yeah. So I don't think that him messing around down south is going to work for him. Well, in theory, I think the Gebirgsjäger infantry would do well there. There's a lot of Sturmoviki Pioneers down there. There's also that Molotov unit. I don't even know what's. I've seen it, and you just talked about earlier.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to mess with that.
No, especially as Gebirgsjäger, like, you have 73 units in your division if you are Willard, and I think you're grinding unnecessarily in different areas.
Yeah, and take away 2 of them, so minimum 71.
Yeah.
Or maximum 71. Yeah, this got blapped by that DO-17. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the big thing you see sometimes, especially in SD2, is players want to fight the whole range of the map because of the frontline mechanic. It's like, oh, I gotta fight here, I gotta fight here, I gotta fight here. Whereas in reality, especially like when you got to the very top of the skill ladder in SC2, the best players pick a spot, they push it, and they decisively win that engagement. And that's really what breaks it open. The heavy contact along the entire front line really just serves, I think, to elongate the game.
I think you're honestly right there. And one thing that we're noticing right now with Willard's investment in 20 mils is it's paying off.
Yes. Yeah, it's not necessarily stopping the planes from getting in, but that's a 3rd or 4th plane kill here so far for the 20 mils. And overall, I mean, those are only 40 points apiece, very cheap. Whereas Willard, he's got a flak 81, he's got a 37 mil.
Yeah.
I think he had something else somewhere, but 2 81s, yeah, 88s, excuse me.
Yeah, because he had a.
Like 150.
Oh God, look it up north. It's the train of Spravatos.
Yeah, the Italian Air Force has decided to make an appearance here once again. The Flak 41 getting stunned right there, and a bombing run coming in. A nice kill there by Willard. Ooh. That is awesome for him, getting that out of there. It looks like he thought that he was going to need all 3 bombers to make that happen. He won't. Now, he is a danger of this SM-79 now dying. It's going to go ahead and fall back here, and he should evac the 109 as well. But overall, very good play out there by Willard.
Oh, yeah. I think it was the 75 mil you were talking about, not knowing why it was there, got the final kill on it.
Yeah, and that was a great move right there for him. Down south, though, not a great move. He's spinning Geberg's Pioneers, which are, you know, yes, like 25 points, but he doesn't necessarily have a lot of, like, you know, flamethrower type infantry left in his deck.
Yeah.
I just don't think that driving them down that main road when he knows there's armor, he knows there's anti-tank guns, you know, losing one in a transport, it's just, that's unnecessary infantry losses from what I think has otherwise been a pretty decent game plan the past couple of minutes for him.
Now, these Geberg's Pioneers, that Jerry Can bomb, is that a Molotov, but bigger?
I think, I forget, like, yeah, kind of. I think the big thing is you can throw that on the move, can't you? The Jerry Can bomb?
What? I'm trying to find the Yugoslavian dudes. They're all dead.
Doesn't it have less range, but it has a... I don't remember. Someone in your comment section will probably do. If you had asked me 3 years ago, I could have told you all about it. I want to say you spit a fire on the... Like, you could throw it on the move. It was a neat thing about the Jerry Can. I don't remember. I could be wrong there. A Stroop 3, though, showing his side to a Pack 36 right there.
Yeah. Oh, no. And the other Stroop 3... Oh, the Panzer 4 is getting the shots in. Oh, God. The Pack 36, the door knocker, is going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's dying to one or the other. He's going to have to decide which one. Panzer 4, yep, gets the kill there. HS-129 actually brought it up north. I'm assuming to go for this giant cluster of vehicles just chilling. The downside is he's probably only going to get one or two. Like, that 129 doesn't have a huge spread. It's very much a, like, one vehicle weapon. And the spread's going to be bad here as well. So what's he... Yeah, he won't get any of them.
Yeah. Now, what we're noticing with that is... the spread could have helped him there, but those are the heavy cluster munitions. So you're right. Yeah. It's pretty much use it for one vehicle and then pray that it works.
Yeah, that's your, like, if you're going against an IS-2 deck and you just need to kill the IS-2 and you know you have a clear pathway into it, because it's not meant for that kind of, you know, widespread. Maybe you're getting two vehicles, because even then with the heavy cluster, it might not, even with a good spread, it might not kill any of them.
Yeah, and right now we're noticing up north is tit for tat with airplay. It was the HS-129, then it was the DO-17, now it's the SM-79. Like, Jesus Christ, it's just an air bukkake up north.
Yeah, they're just throwing it around everywhere right now. It's like a Turkish bathhouse. But, but one thing about Sox, though, he's busting out the big 150s, and that's just in the off-map now coming as well. And just further reinforced me, Willard has missed multiple opportunities here because his opponent is investing so heavily into support equipment, but he's really diffused his infantry advantage all across this map instead of trying to pick a point and get aggressive with it consistently. I mean, he's got infantry going this direction, that direction, you know, to your mom's house. I mean, it's literally everywhere. And Sox now, with the big boys on the battlefield, he's going to have artillery dominance, and the off-map's coming.
Yeah, but if you look down south, Willard has actually pushed through the entire southern portion. Though the Geberg's Pioneer can't kill the Panzer IV. Oh, God,
yeah.
Oh, shit. Because if he had a Geberg's Streif or anything next to him that had, like, a Panzerfaust, he could have done it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Sox is also bringing up infantry to support his Panzer IV. Now, and there is a Pack 40, but...
That Pack 40 has been sniping. No, that Pack 40, if you look at the highway there, has taken down a Panzer IV, taken down multiple trucks. Like, this Pack 40 is going to kill this Metapota Faust. Just watch.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, he's not going to be able to get to the Panzer IV. He'd have to, like, drag his ass all the way towards the light forest, and he'd probably get killed before he got there. But you're right, he has locked down that road, and Sox is not paying attention here. Oh, no, he actually good.
He got out, yeah, he got out.
My bad, Sox. You were paying attention.
We believe in both of you. Yeah,
the Geberg's are moving in right now onto the infantry squad that has the Bulgarians with the MG-34.
Yeah.
Willard's taking unnecessary damage right there because he keeps his men on the move where they take extra damage. But he is going to get right on top of them. But that just shows you right. It's actually a really good showcase if your unit is stationary versus mobile units on the move in an engagement. Unnecessary damage along all those Gebergsjäger, but he will end up routing that Mahota.
It's a Panzer Grenadier.
Yeah, it's a ghetto Panzer Grenadier squad.
Yeah. Because they're still 10-man squads. They have an MG-34 and they have just your standard loadout with some Eastern European here with SMG, two of them.
Yeah,
well, they do have a Panzerfaust, and that's something important for the Bulgarians because they don't have a lot of like infantry-based AT for their own guys.
Yeah, this is the Pioneer. You actually jump in here, killing the Streif immediately, but the jerry can being thrown on top of him and backed up. Yeah, it doesn't do like a lot of damage, but it instantly stuns it. You see, like, if that was a Pioneer squad, that would have been completely dead. It's more like it's really kind of halfway between a Pioneer squad and a Molotov squad.
Yeah, because it does 4 damage as soon as it lands, so regardless of how much health you have, it does the 4 damage.
Yeah.
But
I've been pushed once again, getting beaten back there by Willard, and he's also getting giant 150mm shells dropped on top of him as well. And that's just, the longer this game goes on, that's what I really fear for Willard, is the artillery will eventually start to trit, even if it's not...
His own artillery is attritting him, though. Look at that. Look at this.
Yeah, that's because, you know, they don't have a radio. They weren't able to radio back.
No, he's hitting where his own guys are.
He dropped it like it was hot, and then he's going to keep shooting.
He's like, fuck it, danger close. Like Charlie in The Wire. Hit the position.
Somebody called Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow, bring it in an extra 100. They're right on us, sir.
No, they bring it in an extra 10.
Now, I'm really interested. What do you think of these Borky? Because
I don't know what that is.
It's the Yugoslav unit. Yeah.
Yugoslav unit. Yeah, I think in mine, why not just bring... Is there a reason to bring that over the... I mean, maybe it's for the ZB, but over the just standard Bulgarian infantry?
No, I bring Pakotas, honestly. Like, where Pakotas can go, Pakotas go.
I've heard people talk about the Raider trait kind of OP right now. I don't know for sure if that's true. I just heard people say that.
The Raider trait, it just helps you with plus 50% stealth bonus, and when you're throwing Borky into a meat grinder, stealth doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, stealth definitely was not on Willard Stug. Oh, he got the kill in the Panzer IV. That's just wild right there. With a sight damage, pushed up, tanked the shot from the Panzer IV, and then gets the kill on it instead. And now he can support his infantry, though that Pioneer unit just getting kind of gunned down in the open there by an MG-34.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just... oh, God, this... if you look further down south, that M97, it's like the only hope to kill that Stug.
All he's got to do is turn off that AP and HE side shot heat, baby.
Yeah, that heat being fucking 90 mils is beautiful, so it should or penetrate it.
That was, you know, I'm sure that still is. That's one of the best infantry anti-tank guns for cost effectiveness in the entire game. For 30 points, you can get the heat shell, and it will absolutely annihilate when it can get a nice little side shot. Downside is you got to micro it.
Yeah. But that IL-2, yeah, the IL-2 made sure he didn't have to worry about it, but it looks like the South is being kind of overrun a bit by Gebirgsjägers and Gebirgsstreif and Pioneers.
Yeah, but the Strife and the Gebirgsjäger are too weak, so they're going to get cut down here. Like, yes, are they better infantry? Sure, but this is where the HP deficit is really going to hurt Willard. And watch, like, right there, already 2 Gebirgsjäger squads down, another one down. One Strife is trying to continue moving forward here, but the 37mm could kill him. The other one's too many. It's like, oh god, what did I see? You know, running back to the back line there.
Yep.
If Sox decide to make a modicum of, you know, of investment into the South, he could easily overrun it right now.
No, I completely agree.
Right. Like, blow up that Pack 40. It's been murking your stuff in transports for the entire game.
No, that's the Pack 40 creates hard times. Hard times create strong Slavs.
Not if they don't get out of the truck.
Very true.
They're just dead Slavs.
They're just dead Slavs.
Yeah. Then it's just brutal right there. And another thing, too, for Sox is his air power has really started to assert its dominance over the past couple of minutes. He's attrited away a lot of AA because of his 150s. Now, I don't know if Sox is just manually doing it, if he's got the counter battery, but oh no, he's got orders queued up.
He's got manual orders queued up. It's going to go 20 mil, 20 mil, Pack 40.
Yeah, I like that there. It's a big reason something I don't like the direction Eugen has gone in is the smart orders for artillery. I understand, like, the wargame direction can be really tedious. Like, I've got to stare at the opposite end of this, you know, the battlefield the whole time, so I can hopefully see where these shells were fired from.
Yeah.
But I never liked the idea that all I have to do is click a button and I instantly have counter battery, and it's better counter battery even if I did decide to, you know, like, autistically stare at the screen.
Yeah, no, the counter battery, because it instantly responds, and even if you forget where it is as the person, the AI doesn't forget where it is.
And sometimes that thing cheats. People say it doesn't, but I've seen like when it's on the
like fire at will.
Fire at will. That thing can get some snipes, my guy. Like that dude is they have the best forward artillery observers in the history of the planet when you hit fire at will on those pieces.
Yeah, now I'm going to point something out right now that Sox is moving this Vickers-Armstrong KAO, like, forward observation thing up and down this map, and he hasn't dropped a single off-map.
Yeah, he's just, like, on learning how to drive. Like, they got a brand new crew. They got to figure out how to use it. Actually, you know what I want to see? A real Chad sends that thing to the front. Like with 7th Mech, where you take the KV-1 off-map in A phase, so you could use it as a heavy tank.
Oh yeah, because it's the only way to get a heavy tank in 7th Mech.
That's an OG strat right there.
Oh yeah, and like one thing about the 7th Mech off-map...
20 mils got obliterated. It was like a drone was flying in Ukraine, just blapped it from that 150. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, the fact that Willard hasn't moved his AA is showing a very large detriment right now. And
I think it should.
Yeah, and the Southern Air, or the Air Force from the Bulgarians is just picking away slowly, and then we're seeing that Air Force play come out and be, like, super effective for him.
Yeah, and a big miss there by the DO-17 Sox, but it really doesn't matter. Oh, Gerberzier, they need unloaded. He's being so aggressive here. Wow, really lucky that he didn't lose that transport. Gerberzier now going to go ahead and open up. They are caught, and there's a T3 in the back, which is just Stu supporting. These AB-41s are coming out now, but man, they could have been used early in the game. Yeah,
because he has those in A phase.
Hey,
yeah.
He only brought one of them out when he has the whole card.
Oh, this Rheinmetall with its heat shells turned off. Or no, it's just going to fire AP. It's just going to eat these autocannon units.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and... He should go down here, because there's 3 of them suppressing. Oh, and the Gerberziers have sight too. But he is going to get one, you know, and right there, not that he hasn't paid for himself, he at least eliminates one. There's a chance to get one more here. One more shot should come out. It's going to be a little inaccurate. Yeah, does get the miss. It's going to get suppressed.
But he's holding the he's holding them in place for the IL-2 to come in and do the Lord's work.
Yeah, IL-2 coming in here right now. Got to drop this
payload. Oh, the second. Oh no, damn.
Yeah, a little too forward there. Does cause one to fall back, but the AB-1's going to get in the action here. There is an S-35 though, and that might as well be a heavy tank for all intents and purposes. The S-35 versus the SPW AB-41 is the fight of a century here right now. This is some 1.0 War Thunder shit.
Oh god, it's reserved here.
Oh yeah, they going in right now. S-35.
Oh, first hit.
Gets a penetrating shot there. Doesn't get the kill though. The S-35 firing the front does no damage to it, and yep, the S-35 is like, that's how the Battle of France should have gone.
Yep. But yeah, that S-35 taking out that autocannon auto blenda is actually a really big thing, because that auto blenda was needed for infantry support for these Gebirgsjägers. Yeah,
absolutely. And he's really, Willard does not want to push forward in that forest again. I don't necessarily blame him, but he is ticking. He is 13-11, but he is behind technically in the points. Now, the Krupp 150s are finally starting to run out of ammo. We see the HE shells out on 1, the other one's down to 9. Not that Sox can't just immediately resupply them. 109's coming out here as well, getting some bomb drops, but they're bomb drops with no push behind them. So he does some damage, which I guess is nice, but...
Oh, it's a rematch down. It's a rematch. The S-35 is fighting the auto blenda. The S-35 is penetrating, and it kills it. The S-35 has defeated the newest challenger.
The S-35, it's like king of the hill right now. This is absolutely slapping down these autocannon cars. I'm a real tank. You're just a wannabe tank. And actually, 2 HS-129s called out. He's trying to kill the S-35.
Oh god. Oh my god. The overinvestment into an S-35. Oh no, the second one's on a move order, not a attack. Oh Jesus, no.
It won't matter. Yep, 37 mil getting good damage in right there. No bombs are being dropped. And just, I mean, can you imagine being so annoyed with an S-35? You call it over 200 points worth of anti-tank planes to try and kill it?
Oh my god. He's like, I will kill you, and it fails. It's just...
And he still won't kill it. Sox deserves to win just off that.
Oh, and he gets the kill with the 37 mil anti-aircraft gun onto the HS-129. Jesus Christ.
Almost out of ammo, too, down to 22 rounds.
Yeah, but one thing you're noticing is Willard's actually replenishing the ammo on his AA. Like, the 88 was down to 0 HE shells. It's now up to 45.
Yeah, I just wish he would replenish his 150s.
Fair.
Like, can you imagine that? Like, you're so, like, he's like, my AA has to be, which is true. He's got to keep his AA alive because they both invested so heavily in aircraft here. But, you know, get the big boys some love because they have been getting some, like, some major damage done in this game.
And not just damage, but, like, forcing the spread to be crazy or just interdicting the air is just, you can't put a price on that, even though the price would be 40 points for some supplies.
No, one thing I've noticed, you know, second cast being back with you about AA is that while it does seem like it kills more, there was at one point a decent amount of AA on both sides, and both players were getting strikes in pretty freely. It's the dynamic doesn't seem necessarily like it's, I don't know, but just watching these past couple games, it doesn't necessarily seem like one side is overall that much stronger than the other when it comes to the aircraft AA balance.
And I think, well, the one thing you have to look at is that the Gebirgsjäger had 20 mils, and 20 mils are horrible at suppression, but they're good at killing. And this is for the newer players out there. The 37 mils are the nice in-between, where they can suppress and they can kill, but they're not good at either. I would say they're more of a suppression tool. Versus the 88s that are purely for suppression when it comes to aircraft, because they can get crits, like we just see with these BF-109s, getting the crits before they can even drop the bombs. And the 88s are also... Oh, yeah. And the 88s are also really good for the heavy bombers, because they can reach out and touch those things as they're doing their attack runs.
Yeah, if you have a vetted 88, like a lot of the Yak aircraft, he can one-shot. We used to be able to, like, if you had a head-on with an 88 mil, get a one-shot into the cockpit, blap. The low durability because of the hidden HP stat. Oh, and Will just tapped out, bam, gone.
Yeah, I think he realized that he didn't have enough ass to throw at the meat grinder. And if you look at the KD for both of them being on Maverick, 3155 to 2750 is super close game, like when it comes to KD.
Yeah, for the most part, I didn't feel like either player was necessarily, either one of them were better than the other. To me, it just felt like Sox, as longer the game went on, he was just trading slightly better, and a big reason why was he wasn't losing as many planes, and his artillery was annihilating the AA and rear support, equipment for Willard. I think if Willard had a better strategy in how to utilize his, high DP, high damage infantry versus their low HP, I think he could have won that game. It just, maybe just fighting the Bulgarians across the whole width of the field just seemed like it kind of doomed him the longer the game would go on.
The other thing I would say is just move your AA. It takes a lot of micro to keep moving him after, like, every time they interdict an aircraft. Yeah. But if that AA could have stayed up the entire game, we could have seen all of the support units that the Bulgarians need in the form of aircraft be hampered a lot more. And if you look at the KD, look at the HS-129s, like Stoka, T-11, S-35, M-23, this Pak-40 that was down south, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kills. Like, he was getting some good trades on some of these units.
Yeah, and I think interesting, the 150s only got 3 kills between them. All 3 kills, though, were AA pieces.
Yeah, but that's what he needed them to do.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And then you see there the Flak 41 got an HS kill. There's some more AA kills, and this overall, like, Sox just traded slightly better. And while in a Maverick on Maverick game, that's going to elongate it, right? Though you won't see a dramatic loss there, but eventually, because of the nature the way you build Maverick decks, you're gonna run just dry 10 minutes faster, 5 minutes faster than your opponent.
Yeah, and I think that's what we pretty much ran into there.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I'd like to say thank you for joining me on the cast. Everyone,
Absolutely.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, yes, the YouTube. Also, there's going to be a link in the description for the Kingdom of the Noobs Discord. If you want to have an alternative person or group to play with instead of the Steel Division 2 League, they're pretty cool dudes. They got monthly tournaments for Peasants, which are the noobs of the noobs, Squires, which are like your mid-average level. Hi, I'm in that. and then knights, which are going to be like your higher tier players in the clan. So you're going to always have someone to play with.
Based.
Yeah. And so with that, I'd like to thank everyone for getting through this long, and I will see you guys in the next stream. So bye, everyone.